adventure, leaving the KCI airport, heading to Chicago.
And we're being quiet because you have to be quiet in airports now.
Don't cause a ruckus.
You can't cause a ruckus or you'll get in trouble.
I wonder where we're going to end up.
I don't know. Tierra del Fuego.
I guess we'll check in again at the next stop.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's our first morning in Edinburgh.
It's 2:56 in the morning. Today we're going to go to
Edinburgh Castle, which, if it's right behind the monument that's outside our window, we can't see the castle from here, but it's pretty close, but all uphill, so that should be fun. And we're just a couple of blocks from the Royal Mile, so we might go goof around down there and maybe go to Greyfriars Kirkyard.
And I don't have my makeup on yet, so
No, me neither.
I haven't done my hair, anything. But it's really cool because Melinda got an awesome hotel. We're on the second floor, and it overlooks
The Scott
the
Monument.
Scott Monument, which is really cool. It was lit up really cool last night. It overlooks that, so it's really cool to watch everybody go to work this morning. And then we found the version of Scottish cops last night, which is really cool. They're really nice to the criminals. They're like, oh, excuse me, sir, could I slide these handcuffs on your wrist? Oh, good old boy, you might as well. It's hilarious. Anyway, so I'll show you a picture out the room. We're gonna go grab some coffee
And see what kind of trouble we can get into.
and see what's going on outside. Thanks.
So this is near the top of Calton Hill, looking north. Right below is the new town of Edinburgh. And over here, you just see one of those obnoxious tourists. If you look over the top of my head, you will see Edinburgh Castle in the background. Right now, the camera is pointed south, so everything behind us is Old Town Edinburgh. And we are kind of at the tippy top of Calton Hill without going clear to the top of the Nelson Monument.
All right, you want to explain?
So we're trying the Scottish national drink Iron Brew,
Their soft drink.
their soft drink. We've heard that even though it's orange, it's not orange flavored,
It's not orange.
and we accidentally got the sugar free, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. All right.
Tastes like bubble gum
Bubble gum.
with a hint of orange.
Yeah, bubble gum with a little bit of orange. It tastes like the bubble gum bazooka.
Yes, bazooka.
It tastes
That's
like
right.
the bazooka.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Not unpleasant, but it's different than what we have in America.
I've never seen it in the U.S.
No, never even heard of it.
Yeah, I never even heard of it. But I guess that's what they drink. They really like it. Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Just rented the car outside the airport. What kind of car is it? It's a Toyota, but they have different names. Like it's a Toyota something, but I don't know. I didn't see what it was. But the names aren't the same. All the cars over here have like horses on the front. Like there's a Hyundai Kona. Yeah, even the Kias have a different name. So right now I'm figuring out how to use the car. So you're on the right side. The blinker's on the same side. I guess some of them the blinker's not. I'm on the right side. And there's a lot of buttons because I've never driven an EV. Another couple we met that said wide right, so you end up on the left. And then if you turn left, cut it sharp, and then that ends up leaving you on the left side of the road. And other than that, we studied the traffic signs. Instead of yield, it says give way, and then there's squiggly lines when you're supposed to give way. There's really no speed limit signs anywhere. You're just supposed to know that 65 on the interstate, 60 on county road, well, whatever the roads they are, 20 in residential, and I don't know what else.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
We're a little scared, I
But
can tell
I'm
you that.
nervous about this. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. now, I am so happy to say it is Melinda's turn to drive on the right side. And I thought it would be easy, or I thought you would get the hang of it fairly quickly, but you constantly, that's the North Sea, it's a bird or a squirrel. So you constantly find yourself when you make a turn automatically going to the right lane, and it takes you just a second to realize you got to get over, and it's easy to get confused. Most of the roundabouts are 4 lanes of the roundabout, and the innermost circle doesn't go anywhere. The innermost circle only goes around and around and around, so it's a totally European vacation moment. National Lampoon, so that's it. I'll let you know if she messes up. I only messed up a couple times. So we just drove the
Toyota Yaris.
Yaris. It's half electric and half gas. I can't figure out how to work it. We are at
Dunfermline Abbey in Dunfermline, Scotland, just a little bit north of Edinburgh.
And so we took the M90.
We took the M90 to the A823, and here we are. We made it in one piece so far.
And driving on their highway is not bad at all. It's pretty much exactly the same. The exits are on the left naturally, but the roundabouts don't make any sense at all.
the Tarbot Ness Lighthouse. And it's on a point between the North Sea and I don't remember what else. But anyway, it's really beautiful, but it's kind of windy and cold. Just gorgeous, just gorgeous. But we're southeast of Tame, where we stayed last night, and we're staying again tonight. So we thought we'd come and investigate. It's been beautiful.
Excuse me, sir.
And the sea is behind us now.
There's a boat.
There's a boat back there somewhere.
I just imagine guys in slickers with like yellow raincoats and yellow boots with fishing hats.
Fishing hats.
Is that even? That's a thing.
It is a thing.
All right.
So
Now we're in the back seat of a flatbed.
the car's getting towed to the repair shop so our tire can get fixed and we can be on our way. We get to ride in the back of the tow truck here.
In the back of the lorry.
The lorry.
Lorry. I would go with Shelly. It's a lighter name.
Then lorry.
All right. He's loading it on the bed. All right. That's it.
That's it.
Beautiful here.
It is beautiful. Great people watching.
Nice people.
Yeah.
Really nice people.
Yeah.
Like Mormon. Nice.
They're very polite.
They're very polite. Bye.
Joseph wipes.
He's no joke. He just drove her right up there. Too bad he couldn't let us ride in the car on the back of it.
I know.
That would have been fun.
That might be a slight
That
liability.
might be.
To the station.
So here's where we're at. He's overworking. He's overworking on the car over there. You want to explain this situation?
Oh, it's been an adventure. We had to take a tow truck drive to this place in Killen, Scotland, and have the tow truck driver repair or replace the tire. Then file a claim with the Roadside Assistance Insurance Company.
And then
And then hopefully we'll be on our way to Sterling if we can find our way out of here.
And then there was one wheel lock on the car, and the key wasn't in the trunk to get the lug nut, the key for the lug nut off. So yeah, that's that.
That's that.
We are in rural Scotland. This guy's tow yard. But you know what? You can't complain too much about this. But this is this guy's tow yard. But he's determined. He determined.
He is determined. King James V was the legitimate son of King James IV, which is supposedly in my ancestry. However, my James IV is my 12th great-grandfather, but my line came from his mistress and not the queen. So this is where the family ancestry went off the rails.
Of course.
Of course.